Chapter 60. Reuben, Gad, and Manasseh. Numbers 32, 1-42. Now the children of Reuben and the children of Gad had a very great multitude of cattle, and when they saw the land of Jazer and the land of Gilead, that, behold, the place was a place for cattle. The children of Gad and the children of Reuben came and spake unto Moses and to Eleazar the priest, and unto the princes of the congregation, saying, Ataroth and Dibon and Jazer and Nimrah and Heshbon and Elealeh and Shebam and Nebo and Beon, even the country which the Lord smote before the congregation of Israel, is a land for cattle, and thy servants have cattle. Wherefore said they, If we have found grace in thy sight, let this land be given unto thy servants for a possession, and bring us not over Jordan. And Moses said unto the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, Shall your brethren go to war, and shall ye sit here? And wherefore discourage ye the heart of the children of Israel from going over into the land which the Lord hath given them? Thus did your fathers when I sent them from Kadesh Barnea to see the land. For when they went up into the valley of Eshcol and saw the land, they discouraged the heart of the children of Israel, that they should not go into the land which the Lord had given them. And the Lord's anger was kindled the same time, and he sware, saying, Surely none of the men that came up out of Egypt from 20 years old and upward shall see the land which I swear unto Abraham, unto Isaac, and unto Jacob, because they have not wholly followed me. Save Caleb the son of Jephunneh the Kenizzite, and Joshua the son of Nun, for they have wholly followed the Lord. And the Lord's anger was kindled against Israel, and he made them wander in the wilderness 40 years, until all the generation that had done evil in the sight of the Lord was consumed. And behold, ye are risen up in your father's stead, an increase of sinful men, to augment yet the fierce anger of the Lord toward Israel. For if ye turn away from after him, he will yet again leave them in the wilderness, and ye shall destroy all this people. And they came near unto him and said, We will build sheepfolds here for our cattle, and cities for our little ones. But we ourselves will go ready armed before the children of Israel, until we have brought them unto their place, and our little ones shall dwell in the fenced cities, because of the inhabitants of the land. We will not return unto our houses, until the children of Israel have inherited every man his inheritance. For we will not inherit with them on yonder side Jordan, or forward, because our inheritance is fallen to us on this side Jordan eastward. And Moses said unto them, If ye will do this thing, if ye will go armed before the Lord to war, and will go all of you armed over Jordan before the Lord, until he hath driven out his enemies from before him, and the land be subdued before the Lord, then afterward ye shall return, and be guiltless before the Lord, and before Israel, and this land shall be your possession before the Lord. But if ye will not do so, behold, ye have sinned against the Lord, and be sure your sin will find you out. Build you cities for your little ones, and folds for your sheep, and do that which hath proceeded out of your mouth. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben spake unto Moses, saying, Thy servants will do as my Lord commandeth. Our little ones, our wives, our flocks, and all our cattle shall be there in the cities of Gilead. But thy servants will pass over, every man armed for war, before the Lord to battle, as my Lord saith. So concerning them Moses commanded Eleazar the priest, and Joshua the son of Nun, and the chief fathers of the tribes of the children of Israel. And Moses said unto them, If the children of Gad and the children of Reuben will pass with you over Jordan, every man armed to battle before the Lord, and the land shall be subdued before you, then ye shall give them the land of Gilead for a possession. But if they will not pass over with you armed, they shall have possessions among you in the land of Canaan. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben answered, saying, As the Lord hath said unto thy servants, so will we do. We will pass over armed before the Lord into the land of Canaan, that the possession of our inheritance on this side Jordan may be ours. And Moses gave unto them, even to the children of Gad, and to the children of Reuben, and unto half the tribe of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorites, and the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan, the land, with the cities thereof in the coasts, even the cities of the country round about. And the children of Gad built Dibon, and Ataroth, and Aroer, and Atroth, Shophan, and Jazer, and Jogbehah, and Beth Nimrah, and Beth Haran, fenced cities, and folds for sheep. And the children of Reuben built Heshbon, and Elealeh, and Kirjathaim, and Nebo, and Baal-meon, their names being changed, and Shibmah, and gave other names unto the cities which they builded. And the children of Machir the son of Manasseh went to Gilead, and took it, and dispossessed the Amorites which was in it. And Moses gave Gilead unto Machir the son of Manasseh, and he dwelt therein. And Jair the son of Manasseh went and took the small towns thereof, and called them Havoth Jair. And Nobah went and took Kenath, and the villages thereof, and called it Nobah, after his own name. Numbers 32, 1-42. The premise of the Tower of Babel is that man and history must have a centripetal force, and that force is man. Over the centuries, numerous efforts have been made to unite mankind into a one-world humanistic order. This has been a persistent dream and force. Beginning with the Tower of Babel, however, God has decreed the dispersion and the confusion of all such efforts. Genesis 11, 1-9. God tolerates no centripetal force other than his law and kingdom. But men prefer their own way to God's way. In this chapter, we see the first tendency that eventually led to the disunion of Israel into various factions, then to a division into two kingdoms, and, with the end of self-rule in the intertestamental era, into warring factions and sects. Two tribes, or clans, Reuben and Gad, decided to stay on the east side of Jordan, outside of Canaan, or the Promised Land. Their excuse was, to a degree, a valid one. They were primarily sheepmen, and that area was better adapted to sheep ranching. Reuben, as the firstborn of Leah, and Gad, as the firstborn of Zilpah, felt that some priority of choice should be given to them. Half the tribe of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, decided that they too wanted land on the east side of Jordan, and they seized the Gilead area and dispossessed the Amorites. Their announced purpose included building sheepfolds, verse 6, a matter of interest to us, because 3 sheepfolds survive in this area, 2 of them in Tuolumne County. These are dry stone wall corrals for keeping sheep in at night out in the hills and mountains. The walls would be built high enough to keep out wolves, bears, and other wild animals. A narrow opening allowed the sheep to enter, and the shepherd used his bedroll to sleep in that opening, as a bar to animals, or as a door. Our Lord refers to this fact in John 10, 7-10. Then said Jesus unto them again, Verily, verily, I say unto you, I am the door of the sheep. All that ever came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not hear them. I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved, and shall go in and out, and find pasture. The thief cometh not, but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly. Christ, as the door, guards his sheep from the enemy, whereas false shepherds, false pastors, kill and destroy them spiritually. To return to Reuben and Gad and the request of these two clans, the request was granted. Moses was used to dealing with the older generation, hard of heart, cynical and rebellious. The younger generation was not without its faults, but it still had a different spirit. This comes out in verses 25 to 27. And the children of Gad and the children of Reuben spake unto Moses, saying, Thy servants will do as my Lord commandeth. Our little ones, our wives, our flocks, and all our cattle shall be there in the cities of Gilead. But thy servants will pass over, every man armed for war, before the Lord to battle, as my Lord saith. This, as John Sturdy pointed out, was formal court language in the style commonly used in addressing a king. Moses, who was so used to insults and disrespect, must have been startled by this. It was clear that another generation, very different from their fathers, stood before him. Another evidence of the difference appears in verses 34 to 42, where we are told of the cities taken by Reuben and Gad, that is, the clans of Reuben and Gad, and renamed to do away with pagan names. About half the tribe of Manasseh decided that some of the same area was more suitable for them, verses 33, 39 to 42, and Moses allowed them to settle in areas which had belonged to Sihon, king of the Amorites, and Og, king of Bashan. These men of Manasseh also seized Gilead and adjacent areas. The initial response of Moses had been one of disgust and condemnation, verses 6 to 15, but the gracious response of these clan leaders and their firm promise to help in the conquest of Canaan changed Moses' mind, as did their deferential courtesy. He had called them their father's children, an increase, or a brood, of sinful men, verse 14. But this hard language did not alter their respectful approach to Moses. Their counter-proposal was a thoughtful one. They asked, first, that the available lands east of the Jordan be given to them. Second, they asked permission to build sheepfolds or corrals for their animals and fortified cities for their wives and children, as protection in their absence, verses 16 and 17, 24 to 26. The boys not of military age would then be in charge. Then, third, the fighting men would cross the Jordan with the rest of Israel to assist in the conquest. In that era, the east side of Jordan was a forest of oaks, of rich soil, meadows, and also tillable land. It was then also well watered by streams of various sizes. Its elevation is about 2,000 feet above sea level. While accepting their terms and promise, Moses issued a warning, one of the great statements on judgment. But, if ye will not do so, behold, ye have sinned against the Lord, and be sure your sin will find you out. This sentence was once a very common subject of sermons. It is now much neglected. In fact, in the midst of typing out that statement by Moses, I was interrupted by a telephone call from one of Chalcedon's supporters who works with troubled people in family services. He has a woman who faces hostility from her church for not allowing her children to see her father, who abused her sexually when she was young. She is told that love covers a multitude of sins, 1 Peter 4:8, a radical abuse of that text. Love has become the cure-all for sins, a substitute saviour, and the churches have become the purveyors of a satanic faith. Moses knew that he would not be around to see if the clans of Reuben and Gad kept their promise. He therefore ordered Eleazar, the high priest, and Joshua, together with all the clan heads, to see to it that the terms of the agreement were met by Reuben and Gad. If these two tribes or clans fought with them to conquer the land, then they would be allowed to retain their lands east of the Jordan. If they refused to fight with them, they were to be dispossessed of the East Jordan areas and given whatever remained in the West Jordan area, verses 28 to 32. This would be the leftover or least desirable areas. In verse 1, the Reubenites are mentioned first because of their seniority among the sons of Jacob. Then, in verse 2, the Gadites are mentioned first, as in verse 6, and also verse 29. This is the same legal language that is used throughout the Bible. Verse 1 thus pays respect to Reuben's priority, but thereafter, the terminology indicates that the actual leadership in this effort belongs to Gad. There is another, once famous sentence in our text, one not used to my knowledge since I was a child. In verse 6, Moses asks of Reuben and Gad, "Shall your brethren go to war, and ye shall sit here?" This was often used to arouse Christians to the fact that some responsibilities cannot be delegated. With the rise of humanistic statism, more and more problems are delegated to the worst possible place, to the state. In verse 7, Moses asks, "Wherefore discourage ye the heart of your fellow Israelites of the other tribes?" The expression in the Hebrew is literally, "make the heart to waver." Moses has often been criticized for being overly suspicious of Reuben and Gad. To think so is seriously wrong. Moses had a realistic and experienced knowledge of the depravity of man. He had no right under God to assume a good motive on the part of these clans. It was his duty to ascertain the truth as a wise judge, and this is exactly what he did. The text of verses 16 to 32 makes it clear that the outcome of the request by Reuben and Gad was a covenant or contract which was formally agreed to by Gad, Reuben, and half the tribe of Manasseh on the one side, and the other clans on the other side, with Eleazar and Joshua as the witnesses. The three subclans of Manasseh involved were Machir, Jair, and Nobah, verses 39 to 42. The other branches settled west of the Jordan. In verse 42, our attention is called to the fact that Nobah named the area he seized after himself. There may be a reference to this by David centuries later when he speaks critically of proud men, saying, "They call their lands after their own names." Psalm 49:11. It is curious, too, that, unlike normal practice, no father is named for Nobah, a rather disrespectful fact. The seriousness of this chapter is due to the fact that the earth is the Lord's, Psalm 24:1, and therefore land tenure depends on the sufferance of God. As a result, any independent action by Reuben and Gad was strictly subject to a covenant under God and with the other clans. The area east of the Jordan was a rich one then, but also vulnerable. It was the first area from whence captives were taken by the Assyrians from among the Reubenites, Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, 1 Chronicles 5:26.